So Assassin's Creed added in a Yule event, and if you've come here looking for news on the event, then you've come to the wrong channel. Because like the Grinch stole Christmas from the town of Whoville, we're talking about how Christmas stole the traditions of Yule. Sound the Galahorn. The winter has long been a time of celebration before Christmas and the birth of Jesus. The winter solstice was a rejoice that the worst night of winter was over and the beginning of the days getting longer. The Nordic Vikings celebrated Yule from the winter solstice, the 21st of December, through to January. They would bring large logs home to burn for warmth that would last as many as 12 days, but we'll get into that tradition a little later. We start our traditions looking at Father Christmas. Odin, the All-Father, was also known as the Yule Father, which stems from an Old Norse word that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, and Yolna, meaning the Yule One. Odin had a large white beard, and during the Yule festival, it included Odin's great hunt that involved the All-Father flying through the sky on his magical 8-legged horse, Sleipnir. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. 8.
Coincidence? I think not!
And Santa wouldn't be able to do the work he does without his help of his elves, and once again we have Norse mythology to thank, referred to as the Alfar, where our word elf comes from, or hidden people. These supernatural human-like beings were often described as tall, pale and beautiful, and well equipped with magical powers. Now I know what you're thinking, that doesn't sound like an elf. Elves are small with little pointy ears and hats that work in Santa's workshop. Well, look no further than Nordic folklore and a species called the Nissa. The Nissa are mythological creatures associated with the winter solstice and is described as looking like a garden gnome, short with a red pointy hat. The little creatures are said to live in the stables and barns of a homestead, guarding the property and those dwelling within. Treat it well and it'll help you. Treat it badly and be prepared for some mischief around your house. Perhaps explaining why today's Christmas elves are often represented as cheeky, so you can thank or blame Norse myths for the plight that is the elf on the shelf. Our next tradition we'll be looking at is the Christmas tree, and Vikings worship trees, especially the evergreens of the Scandinavian forests, which they believed to be the special plant of Balder, the sun god, since they remained green throughout the winter. The trees came to represent the promise of new life, a reminder to the Nordic people that spring was just around the corner. In ancient Germanic and Norse tradition, the evergreens were often decorated with small carvings of the gods and food in the hope of encouraging the tree spirits to return to bring about the new spring. Accompanying the Christmas tree was mistletoe as a tradition, and according to the Norse legend, Odin's son Balder had been prophesied to die, so his mother Frigg visited every entity in the cosmos to secure an oath from them that they wouldn't harm her son. She neglected to consult the mistletoe, believing it to be too small and harmless to threaten the life of her son, as well as too young to be able to make such an agreement. The mischievous god Loki got wind of this oversight and carved an arrow out of the mistletoe, and Balder would eventually be slain by Loki's creation, with mistletoe proven to be his only weakness. In one version of the story, Frigg's tears of sorrow fell onto the red mistletoe, turning them white, which resurrected her son. Mistletoe came to represent renewal, love and peace, with Frigg promising to kiss anyone who passed beneath it. I have a sneaky suspicion that there may be a much longer video that covers another version of this story when we start our God of War series. Now, the ancient Norse were enjoying their midwinter festival of Yule for exactly 12 days, well before the nursery rhyme and its partridge in a pear tree, from the 21st of December, the day of the winter solstice, which signified the shortest day and the longest night of the year, and the feasting festivities would carry on through to the 1st of January, creating the origins of the 12 days of Christmas that we celebrate today. And during these days of celebrations, the Vikings would drink and feast like another of our traditions, a family Christmas dinner. I'm sure the majority of Viking Yule feasts ended in arguments as well, and I'd bet their resolution was a little bit more fierce than shouting because of a little bit too much Prosecco. And whilst we have turkey primarily at our meals, most tables have a Christmas ham, and at some point during the festive season, and once again, we have the Norse to thank. Feasting played a central role in the way that Vikings and other ancient Germanic people are honoring the gods. One such ritual saw the sacrificing of a wild boar to the Norse god of Freya in the hope of a fruitful harvest during the next season. The boar would be the centerpiece of the feasting, very much like the Christmas ham that adorns our modern day tables alongside a turkey. Another culinary delight that we enjoy today is the Yule log, but this began as a carefully selected log that was ceremonially brought into the house and burnt on a hearth during Yule. Part of it would be saved and kept until the following year to not only protect the home but also act as kindling for next year's Yule log. Whilst the tradition continues to this day across the world, it has also transformed into our culinary one, with many people choosing to furnish their Christmas tables with a chocolate Yule log, or in some homes, the log blocking the toilet after a hearty Christmas dinner. And the final tradition I'll be looking at is Christmas caroling. And Christmas caroling is otherwise known as wassailing, which has Old Norse and Anglo-Saxon origins. Traditionally, peasants would visit their feudal lords and sing songs in exchange for gifts and treats. This gives new context to the line from the song We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Now bring us some figgy pudding, and we won't go until we get some, so bring some out here. It's a little bit of food for thought. Whilst a lot of the traditions above do have some history in Christianity, such as St. Nicholas with Father Christmas, and I tongue-in-cheek make fun of Christianity stealing you, it is quite obvious that our modern Christmas is deep-rooted in Norse and pagan traditions, which before this video were unknown to most. Final fact, the actual reason Jesus' birthday is the 25th of December is to closely tie it into multiple pagan religions to allow the church to convert pagan followers and align them to Christian celebrations easier. Thank you for watching, and I hope everyone has a great Yule, a Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays. I hope you have a great day and get everything you want and feast and drink as much as you can. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Taco Farvel, skål.